Gibson swings and a fly ball to deep right field. This is going to be a home run. Unbelievable! A home run for Gibson. And the Dodgers have won the game 5-4. I don't believe what I just saw. I don't believe what I just saw.
The line down the left field line for a base hit. Here comes Joy. Here is Junior to third base. They're going to wave him in. The throw to the plate will be late. The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. I don't believe it. It just continues. My, oh my.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it, throw to Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. The Cubs come pouring out of the dugout, jumping up and down like a bunch of delirious 10-year-olds. The Cubs have done it.
Puckett swings and hits a blast. Deep left center, way back, it's gone. The Twins counted a 7-game. Touch 'em all, Kirby Puckett. Touch 'em all, Kirby Puckett. And the Twins have won this game 4-3 on a dramatic home run by Kirby Puckett.
Hot takes, baby. We are back. Well, we're back on this channel where it should have been the whole time since I finally found it. But welcome to the Hot Takes Corner podcast, season 4, episode 9, where Amish and I have both have inputted our chance to host the All-Star game at our houses, but seeing how I'm in Georgia, I'm automatically eliminated.
That's right. I'm sorry, man.
I'm not.
We're so much more liberal up here, you know. It should be much easier for me. Except I don't have a stadium, so it kind of takes me out of it.
Got the great snowball globe.
Big snowball
of course, that's not really
outside.
what your area of the woods has been. Yeah, so we're covering tonight, of course, we're going to talk about the All-Star debacle that's going on, how the draft is being moved out of Georgia in the All-Star game. We also are going to talk about the first couple days of opening days, if you will, seeing how there's two teams that still haven't had an opening day yet, and how exciting it's just been or how much fun it's been to watch, you know, the first 2 days of the season. And then we're just going to ramble. We're going to talk about cornbread and snowstorms and corn snow.
And the delicious cheesecake my wife is making for Easter. Happy Easter, by the way.
Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. Second best thing to happen besides opening day.
Like. Yeah.
I was going to say, and you can ask us about our Bauer strut.
Okay.
So, anyway.
I worked on mine. My butt kind of gives out a little easy these days, so.
So, I guess we'll just hop right into this here. No need to keep everyone in anticipation. No. The biggest elephant in the room, obviously. All-Star game being moved out of Atlanta this year, along with the MLB draft. Mm-hmm. Out of Atlanta. Destinations are not known. Of course, there is rumors that there's a possibility that Coors could be the new host of the All-Star game, which, I'll be honest, I'm kind of in favor for. Because they were just talking about this last night during the Rockies game, how it's been 23 years since they've had an All-Star game.
Not really. I didn't know that.
So, I think that was the number he said. I think he said 23. So,
could be.
I mean, Coors is such a beautiful field. Let's bring baseball back and let's do it right, I guess. I mean, if we can't have it in Georgia, okay, let's have it with a team that's not really going to see a lot of postseason this year.
Mm-hmm.
But,
of course, many people are saying, hey, why not Milwaukee? It's where Hank Aaron spent most of his career in Milwaukee before the team moved to Atlanta. And, you know, since we're honoring Hank Aaron, what better place to move it to? So, I don't know. You got a total of, 36 states with laws requesting or requiring voters to show some form of identification at the polls. You know, I'm a proponent myself of seeing increasing requirements for ID as a way to prevent, in-person voter impersonations and increase public confidence. But there are those, apparently like Rob Manfred and others, who just believe that there's little fraud, and so why put the burden on voters? It just unduly restricts the rights and unnecessary costs and administrative behavior. Before we came on, I mean, you're talking about the fact that it's in the books that individual districts are going to bear the burdens of responsibility for this. How many of them can afford it?
Right, and
it's just lots of interesting things to think about.
Yeah, and we're not going to get too political. Well, we're going to do the best we can and not get too political. Amish and I always get carried away when we're talking to each other about political stuff. But no, I mean, it's something that they did mention in that bill. I didn't read all 98 pages. Not 92, 98. But that they said that they were going to allow a lot of the counties to determine which of these new voter laws they're going to enforce, if you will. But I'll be honest, Amish, and I know people are so split on this. There's people that are for it and some people that are against it.
Yeah, and to the people that are coming into it that aren't baseball fans, just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I have to say, shut the fuck up.
Unless you live in Georgia.
You're not a baseball fan.
Unless you live
in Georgia and are affected, obviously. Yes.
But no, I mean, I was so against this at first. I'll admit, I was against this at first because, everyone and their dog was reporting on it. And so there's, as expected, there's always going to be mixed signals. There's always going to be, I don't want to say purposely misinformed. I want to say misinterpretations.
Okay.
That's what I want to say. And it's up to us as people to go to actual reliable sources. I'm not talking about CNN, which is in Atlanta. I'm not talking about Fox News. I'm not talking about all them. No. I'm talking about going to the Georgia website, its official website, and then going to, I don't remember which section it is on the website, but it's
state.gov.
Yeah, you could do something like that. Anything that .gov, that would probably give you a more reliable information than any news media outlet. Any of them. Doesn't matter what your affiliation is. But, so yeah, Manfred doing what Manfred does. He wants to ruin the game so much. I'm sorry, I'm going to be that guy. I'm not for them taking out of Georgia, and it's not because of the law. It's not because of the vote. I hate it for a whole completely new reason. I think a big reason, the most important reason that I hate it is that there is so much excitement. Like if you listen to the local Atlanta radio station, it's called 92.9 The Game. There's so much talk about it. There was so much talk about, I cannot believe the All-Star Game is going to be here. It's such a good theme. We're going to look at Hank Aaron. We're going to celebrate him, and we're going to have it in the town that he's kind of known for, besides Milwaukee that you pointed out. So with that not happening now, it's kind of just like everyone that was financially getting ready for this is going to be hurt more than the politicians that are enforcing or fighting against this law. The street vendors that are out there, they're going to be hurting. The businesses are going to be hurting, big and small. I'm not talking about like Coca-Cola and Verizon and CNN and all that. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about like your mom and pop restaurants, inns that people come stay in, stuff like that. So they're so worried about the economy. As I don't like Governor Kemp, but I agree with him about the whole you shouldn't have done that situation. Even Atlanta Braves
would have been nice, right?
Yeah, even the Atlanta Braves organization putting something out as a press release on that one.
They were not among the 8 owners on the governing board that made this decision with Manfred.
Yeah, let me find it, and I'll quickly sum it up.
Well, while you're doing that, I just want to steer it back politically for just one more moment.
No, go ahead.
And because I know President Biden is a big watcher of our stream.
He is.
I need to talk to him.
I know where you're going with this.
Seeing how African Americans make up 55% of Atlanta, 54% of Savannah, 55% of Augusta, where the Masters is played, by the way. We're not boycotting them. Do you really think calling for an economic boycott and punishment by private companies and all Georgia citizens is a good idea for you? And will you now call for the boycott of the Masters, the Braves, the Hawks, the Falcons, University of Georgia, Georgia Tech football? May I go on? Just as simple as that for you.
Well, I'm going to say this. I don't think he actually encouraged boycotting. He just says he encouraged the...
ESPN. I got it on ESPN.
Did he say boycott?
What did he say?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Did he say boycott?
Yeah.
Or did he just say that he supported MLB's decision?
Yeah, I guess we'd have to roll the tape to see exactly what he said, but...
Because, like, everyone is saying that.
The biggest influencer in the world, and you're going to, influence it, is enough for me.
But let's be honest here.
Give me a command to make it valid. You're an influencer. You're the freaking leader of the free fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
What you say is supposed to mean a lot. I've heard. Don't mean shit to one side, when one's president, and don't mean shit to the other side and the other's president. So I guess, fuck it.
Well, let's flip this coin here. What if he were to say, if he were to say, Major League Baseball, you shouldn't do this, is that really going to stop Manfred from doing it?
Don't do this?
Yeah. Like, do you think if Biden came out and said, Commissioner Manfred, don't move the All-Star game, do you really think that's going to change Manfred's mind?
Guess we'd have to see.
I would get to say no, because he's not going to listen to Biden. He's listening to his money. That's why places like Coca-Cola are upset,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think, again, as you just said, because of the corporate tie-ins with it and those that are associated with it, it's the best thing. And the thing that, I think Manfred fears most too is the fact that, this goes on and you're going to have the game in Georgia. Is there going to be a point where the players then start to, those that aren't happy, with the Georgia thing and the fact that Biden, made this little mention, are going to, say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to roll over with that. And we're going to, boycott the All-Star game now, as players.
Well, see, I never understood. There's two things wrong with what you just said. And it's not because you said it. It's because of what people are saying when you say what you just said. Number one, I don't understand boycotting. There's people that scream, oh, boycott this. And I was like, okay, so you want to show that you're so American that you want to boycott American companies so you can prove a point about supporting American companies. That just kicks people in the balls more than you think.
Ideology.
If you were to take money out of a city, if you were to take, and not just Atlanta, any city, you could put any city you want. Okay. Any city you want to put there. If you were to boycott subject A, whatever subject A is, sport, a thing that was said, a musician, whatever, who is honestly going to hurt more? The big company that supports that subject, or Terry's Groceries that supports that subject? So that's
Terry's Groceries is going to be hurting bad.
Yeah, that's why boycotting, I don't understand it. Maybe I'm just ignorant. I don't know. But I hate the idea of boycotting. I've done it before. Like I've boycotted stuff, but when you sit down and really think about it, these people that are saying, "Oh, we should boycott Coca-Cola because they had a training that said be less white."
No, you should boycott them because they were started by a Confederate veteran.
Hey. We'll get into that one. But no, but that brings me to my second point. People are asking the players, like you just said, the players should step up and voice their opinions. No, they can't do that because remember, every time the players want to get involved, people just tell them to shut up. People just tell them to stop it. You don't get paid to have an opinion. How dare you? Now get back on the court there, buddy boy, and just dribble that ball or catch that glove or catch the glove. Catch the ball, So, do I wish Major League Baseball players would intervene? No. And it's not because I don't want to hear their opinion, but it's because they're going to hear that shit from people that just... And you hit the nail on the head. It's if it's in my favor, I don't want you to speak up about it. But if it's against what I believe in, you better speak up. and that goes both ways. But
I want to ask President Biden one more thing, if I may.
yeah,
Mr. President, what steps are you taking to help African Americans get a driver's license or photo ID so they can get a COVID vaccination shot? What's the name of the plan? What's an update on that effort? How much longer must African Americans that don't have a photo ID wait on your plan so they can get 2 vaccination shots and also equally participate in American society with how they've made it in Georgia for them to do?
I don't know. That's not baseball. I don't have an answer to that question.
My politics are over. Okay. I
found the press release, by the way.
Turn that page. I had to do that.
But no. So let me just ask you real quick. Are you in favor or not in favor of the All-Star game being moved? Just short and sweet.
I am indifferent to the idea of it. I think it's just literally stupid because you've already planned for this. You've already, stoked your vision and, set aside the multitudes of hotels and restaurants and businesses and even these corporate, infrastructures that, have seen that this was coming, now have to step away from it and, cut their losses. That's how I feel about it.
Right. And like I said, it's going to hurt smaller businesses more than big businesses. Like for all we know, there's a business that's relying on the All-Star game festivities to get their business up and going, and now it's just not going to happen.
That store on the corner, that maybe people come to it on a Friday night and, over the weekend or something like that. But I think, All-Star game's always a Tuesday, right?
Maybe.
So
is that right?
This is going to be, such a rare day for those types of businesses.
Yeah, the business is booming and it's literally not going to exist. But, so yeah, I'm not for it. I mean, I'm just not, even politics aside, I'm not for it because pretty much for the reason you just stated, people that are, let's just say, believe it or not, there are Georgians that do not give a flying fecal matter about politics. Believe it or not, it's true. I've met people that just don't care about politics. They really do not care. They don't care who's in charge. It just
complicates their lives too much.
Yeah, but guess what? They're going to get affected. In one way or another, they're going to get affected. But that's the thing. Coca-Cola's not going to go out of business. Everyone in the U.S. could boycott Coca-Cola for 5 years, and they would not lose revenue. Can you believe that? Because I used to work for that company. And back in 2012, did you know Coca-Cola, I think it was 67... This might be the wrong number, but it was around 65 to 67% of their profits came from overseas.
I couldn't believe that. China, I think, is the biggest Coca-Cola purchaser.
Right. But guess what?
Mistaken.
Gino's pawn shop doesn't have $67 billion lying around.
Right.
So if they lose that same money, they're gone. I think Manfred really made a knee-jerk reaction. And for those people that are saying it's voter suppression, I used to be that guy. I was talking to you. You can vouch for me. I was literally just talking about this before we went live. I was one of those people that was screaming that. I was. And granted, like I said, I haven't read the 98 pages, but, there's a bullet point list that you can find on the government website that pretty much sums it up in a way, enough for you to go research your details. But
I got a good fact versus myth little thing, too.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you already sent it.
I didn't.
Oh.
I could.
You can, absolutely. But I'm not for it. I think it puts a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Like, I really do, especially with the year baseball had last year. And it's really ironic, too, because they just complained so much last year about, we lost so much money. Oh, my God. We threw it all away. And now we're going to move the All-Star game, and people are going to be upset.
You think?
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sure Atlanta loves to be known as a great sports town, hence my sarcasm. But, I mean, this is a kick in the balls. I mean, it is. It's a kick in the balls for anyone that's really into it. But, yeah, go ahead.
Question. Is it fair to say Manfred's realization rose very quickly that many of these players and coaches would boycott the game as a result and make him look even weaker.
No, that's a strong possibility. I mean, it is. And that's a very fair point. It is. But I want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
These players, I don't know who these players are. I don't know who these coaches are. But would you think that these players and or coaches, with as busy as they are during the season, sat down and understand what this law is? Or do you think they're going with...
Why would they have to?
Or do you think they're going with what's just out there?
Well, you gotta, you gotta go with flowing life because there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, and that I'm not saying they're stupid. I'm not saying they're stupid, but it's following blindly into something that you don't know about.
Right.
You know, so if someone that they know, a close friend, comes up to them and says, "This is voter suppression," they're just gonna accept that and say, "Okay, what can I do to stop it?" Okay, I'll boycott the All-Star game. I guess your ass won't be in the All-Star game then. I mean, it's... I know I sound like a jerk right now, but people, we've got to stop bitching about stuff, okay? Moving the All-Star game is not going to stop voter suppression. I hate to break it to you. It's not going to do it. It's going to be around probably forever, one way or the other. Both sides are going to figure out a way to suppress the other side. It's going to happen no matter who's in charge. Whether you're blue, red, purple, green, yellow, pink, orange, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen. And moving something like the All-Star game is not going to change anything. I guarantee you, I'll put money on this, Amish. I won't put a lot of money because I'm broke. But I'll bet you, I will give it 5 days after the All-Star game, and we will not hear anything about Major League Baseball and voter suppression.
Right. I agree.
5 days. Mark it. Nationals 1934, they're out of it. I'm going to make that a shirt.
Okay. So getting back to the whole decision, who made the decision thing, besides Manfred. It's also fair to note, Amos, there are only 8 of the 30 owners.
Okay.
And, again, we know Atlanta was not one of them, especially, after they come back and say they don't support it.
Which is crazy.
Who are on the executive committee this season. Just to let you know, this year's owners. And these, I think, are going to be your 8 teams looking to host the game now. So you got Mark Anastasio of the Brewers.
Okay.
You got, in what will be one of the final seasons until the sale of his club goes through to a group that includes LeBron James, John Henry of the Red Sox.
Kobe. Oh, sorry.
You got Christopher Illich of the Tigers. You got Dick Monfort of the Rockies, as you mentioned. Pretty good chance there, and a lot of people mentioned it now.
Boy, does his first name fit.
You got Jerry Reinsdorf of the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it back to Chicago. That'd be interesting. You got Mark Walter of the Dodgers. We were just there, so probably no.
That's going next year, isn't it? That's where the All-Star game is next year.
Oh, that's right, because they actually didn't have one. That's right, because they had to move it. So yeah, maybe they could do that. Maybe they could bring that back to this year and then figure out next year.
Unless they want to put LA this year and then move Atlanta to 2022.
Wait and see, if it goes my way for 2022.
Yeah.
And then, Amos, you got new to the group this season, John Sherman of the Royals, brand new owner there, and John Middleton of the Phillies.
Interesting.
So, there you go.
I think
those are the guys that he leaned on, reportedly, to help him make this big decision to move the All-Star.
I think it's completely asinine that you're counting on 8 people to make a final decision out of 30 teams, and not even the home field of the All-Star game had no say in it. None. Here's the Atlanta Braves press release, and we'll get back to your statement.
Sounds good.
It says, and I quote, and you can find this on the Atlanta Braves Twitter, their official Twitter page. It says... Oh, Corbin Burns has a no-hitter going, by the way.
Oh, God.
Quote, the Atlanta Braves are deeply disappointed by the decision of Major League Baseball to move its 2021 All-Star Game. Okay. This was neither our decision nor our recommendation, and we are saddened that fans will not be able to see this event in our city. The Braves, as they should, which we'll get back to in a second, the Braves organization will continue to stress the importance of equal voting opportunities. Notice how they said equal voting opportunities and not voting suppression, by the way. And we had hoped our city would could use this event as a platform to enhance the discussion. Our city has always been known as a uniter in divided times, and we will miss the opportunity to address issues that are important to our community. Unfortunately, businesses, employers, and fans in Georgia are the victims of this decision that we just talked about. We will continue to support the community legacy projects which have been planned and are in process. Okay, so
Nice.
a couple things to break down there. I think we actually really covered it, but equal voting opportunities is a way better way to say it than voter suppression, in my opinion. And I think that was a very good choice of words there by whoever did this, like whoever represented the Atlanta Braves did this release. But other than that, like you literally had it. This is honestly an example of having something that could boost your economy ripped out of your hands. They had no say in it. And it's ridiculous that they had no say in it.
Ridiculous. I will echo that.
But welcome to Georgia.
Hey, boys.
28-3.
You're in Georgia.
Yeah, don't remind me. Beautiful state, but we're so backwards it's not.
All right. One more real quick thing, and I'll point to an article by the Athletics' Ryan S. Clark that was written Friday night. I read an amazing paragraph of a fact surrounding some pretty valid speculation that we all need to think about, I think. In quote, much has been written about how United States Census data projects that in the next 20 to 30 years, people of color will be the majority in this nation. Anyone running a league can view that and see the two options. Either you're meeting that need to stay in business, or you run the risk of decreasing in popularity to the point of irrelevancy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mr. Manfred is afraid of irrelevancy, I fear.
He should have stopped worrying about that at day one.
Worried about that the second he gave that stupid-ass Astros decision.
Yeah, by the way, quick update. Both
Yeah.
Corbin Burns and your boy Jose Barrios are no-hitting the other team right now.
Jesus Christ.
Seventh inning. Let's see. Barrios has 12 strikeouts.
Oh, my God.
And Burns has 11. So a double no-hitter, huh? No-hitter. That's right. Oh, nope. Someone just scored. Twins just scored.
Yay!
Oh, my God. Really? Right as I freaking mentioned it. That's over. It's done. Who did it? Buxton homer to right center. You need to call the roids off your boy.
Yeah, big gain of weight he had.
All of a sudden, he's healthy and he's hitting
Looking
460-foot dongers. That's Jorge Soler territory, sir.
He'll tweak his ankle next week and be out for the season. Don't worry.
Don't say that. It's already happened to Donaldson.
Hamstring for him, by the way.
That still hurt, man. That looked painful. Him running around the bases, and you can't see it happen, but like it just looks so.
Yeah, he had a nice little gimper there. Right off the first.
So yeah. Well, in the All-Star Game discussion, that's just what we got.
Sad is all I gotta say about it.
It's very unfortunate, and I'm telling you, Amish, and I'm not trying to link these two things, but I'm really concerned about the state of baseball after this season with the CBA.
Collective bargaining, maybe.
This is. I mean, how many people are gonna look at? I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work, obviously, but I wonder if someone's going to be like, hey, remember when you moved the All-Star Game, but you only asked 8 of us? What about the other 22 teams, Why don't you ask what we think? It's called Major League Baseball, not the Elite 8. That's NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
But...
And then there's the whole, maybe it's logistics and, we started the season and I need to decide this as soon as possible, excuse. Manfred's just a weak-ass commissioner and he needs to get out.
Yeah,
Theo
Epstein Manfred. Next for commissioner.
Get the fuck out.
Theo Epstein for commissioner.
Theo Epstein.
Oh, wait, I still have my... Hold on a second. I'm going to be unprofessional for a second.
Oh, okay.
I still have my sign.
A sign?
I still got my sign that says Theo for president, but it's,
Theo for president,
When
okay.
I mean for president, I mean for MLB, not actual president. But
MLB.
Vanessa made this sign back in 2016, and it's still, it won't go anywhere. It's stuck, so It's
You
there
have to try to
forever.
cross that president part out and put commissioner.
Yeah, I can't clean it.
Clean it.
Just use like some kind of super hex marker or something. You can't clean that with anything.
Yeah, you'll have to find the marker again, just to redo it, I guess.
Somehow manipulate the word president into commissioner.
Yeah, change the letter.
Premissioner.
President.
Coincident. Oh, but yeah, so that's a cool thing that's going on right now. What else should we jump into? Let's jump into... Oh, by the way, I think this is a good time to quickly mention that, like I said before, if you're watching this now on Twitch, this will be the channel where we have the podcast from now on. We're also going to be... Amish is going to be doing the hard work because that's what he does. He does hard work. I'm lazy. He does hard work. You're still going to be editing them and putting them on the podcast.
Yep. Anyone listening to Anchor, yep, still there.
Yeah, so it's still going to be there. But if you want to see the video version, they will also be exported to our YouTube channel, Hot Takes Corner podcast, which I need to edit and take off podcast. But it's there. So not a lot there, but there will be because every episode will be exported there. So as soon as... I think I'll do it the same day that you put the audio versions up.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, so you can always find it there. More places is what we're saying. We got the Twitter handle up and going. Twitter.com/Hot Takes Corner. So, go follow us there if you want. Because I won't be answering... I'm not going to speak for you, Amish, but I'm assuming this is the case. I'm not going to be answering any questions about our podcast on my personal account. So,
Right.
We just want to encourage people to use the... I'm fixing to undertake a big project, so I don't want to be blindsided with Hot Takes Corner questions. You know, we've got emails, we've got the YouTube... You could put it under a comment on a YouTube video. You could leave a... in your review on the podcast platforms, you could do it there. Just, you send us voice questions, which Maddie's done a couple times.
Mm-hmm. It's
So,
really handy.
Yeah.
Really handy tool.
I'll be honest, the voice way is the way to go. It's so easy for everybody. So, but, yeah, so we got that. That's enough of my ads. What do we got? What else do we got here?
I don't know. Waiting to come back from commercial, I'm going to start watching the game. But maybe the games that already happened, some... interesting things, I guess. Yeah, we've had some injuries. I'm a little concerned, as you said, about Donaldson right now.
Donaldson tweaking that hamstring. Brian Hayes left the game today with wrist discomfort. He got that on a swing, and then when he got on base, there was a pickoff attempt, and he slid back into the bag, and that's when he kind of had his hand looked at. So.
Oh, his hand. Okay.
Yeah, well,
I thought the ball hit him or something.
Oh, no, he wasn't hit by a pitch that I'm aware of. But, yeah, so he did it on a swing. That's how they described it. I didn't see the actual moment, so that's how they were describing it. So, yeah, I guess he's going to be evaluated. I don't know if he's actually hurt, but.
I want to give my best to relief pitcher, I think it's Ryan Sheriff of the Rays.
Mm-hmm.
I can't... off the memory of firsthand what his first name is. I think it's Ryan, but anyway, he gave up the lead against the Marlins in last night's ball game, which would have been Friday game for those listening on tape. But apparently the Rays say he has now taken a leave of absence, and they won't give any details of why that is. So something to keep an eye on there.
Yeah, and this ain't something to make a joke about because we don't know what this is about. This could be some kind of hidden mental problem that maybe he's got that's been, resurfacing, and maybe that outing he had really triggered it. So whatever's going on, whatever's going on, I hope it's A, nothing serious, but B, he gets back into the game as possible.
And then he had a retirement. It's very surprising to see Ty Buttrey of the Angels.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that letter, but...
That's a long letter, but man, he made some nice talk about, his career and really what it's all about for him. And, he wanted to prove a point, basically, his entire time. And just that, if you got goals, go achieve them, and when you've achieved those goals, just take a step back if it's something that's just mundane and not worth your time anymore. Move on to the next thing. That's what he did. I'm proud of the guy.
Yeah, I like the way that he put it midway through his letter. He says, quote, "Unfortunately, money and proving people wrong are short-term motivators,
Yeah.
especially when you never actually loved the game you dedicated the last 24 years of your life to. I dreaded every aspect of the process to become the best, but who the hell throws away 24 years of work? I want to finally be known as just Ty, not Ty the baseball player."
Yeah, very powerful statement right there.
I can't believe that he spent 24 years doing something he didn't like. I mean, like,
Okay.
that's different than a regular job. I mean, for people that have regular jobs, you kind of have to have it. For someone like that's, athletically gifted like Ty is, 24 years is kind of a long way to prove a point. But I get what he's saying. I'm not criticizing him for it, but yeah,
Well,
whatever.
I mean, and kudos to him for, waking up and realizing it's not all about what other people think of you. It's, more of what you think of yourself and in your goals in life. So I got to give him props.
Yeah, I think his head's in the right spot. I think that's a very tough decision, but I think he made a good decision, based on his mental health, I guess. Like, he's looking at himself when he says this, when he releases this little retirement thing. What else we got going on here? Opening day. Everyone but two teams had opening day.
Oh boy,
It was
talk about
exciting.
those two teams.
Yeah, those two teams. But it was let's talk about the positives. It was
All
a
right,
very
talk about
exciting
positives.
opening day. You had what was it? Let me find it here. Miguel Cabrera hit the first home run of the season
In the snow.
In the snow.
Can we recreate that in MLB The Show 21?
Oh my God, no! Can we not? Let's see here. Blue Jays got the very first run of the season. I didn't put who it was, but I was watching that when it happened, and it just beat Miguel's home run. Like, I had both
Just beat
games
that home
pulled
run?
up. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know. If I was on a
Well-
delay, then I hate that. But
Aroldis Chapman not being available for Yankees first couple games has been making them look kind of shaky, hasn't it?
a relief pitcher for the Yankees looking shaky? No, come on. Come on now. No, let's see here. So you had an opening day, some notable scores here. Blue Jays do get the victory over the Yankees 3-2. Phillies beat the Braves 3-2 as well. Your Twins lose game 1. That was a heartbreaker.
Oh, it was. We had them.
6-5.
Let me down.
Rockies actually won opening day 8-5 against the Dodgers. And I'll tell you, man, I watched those first two games between the Rockies and Dodgers, game 1 and game 2. It's like they just switched roles in the game. Like, game 1, the Rockies looked good. Like, everything looked good. The defense looked good. The hitting looked good. The pitching was good. The Dodgers made like 4 wild pitches in 1 inning. So that was a thing. And then you go to game 2 where they lost like 11 to something. So
6, I think.
yeah, but I mean, it's not a good start for Clayton Kershaw, who has near an 8 ERA now. But that was an exciting game to watch, along with the Rangers and Royals. That was an open day, freaking hoot
That was
nanny.
first inning 5-5. Was that the deal? 5-0. Then it's 5-5.
Yeah, it was 5-5 in the first inning. You're right. It was
5-0,
ridiculous.
then 5-5.
Let's see here. Let me. Yeah,
Took
so
48 minutes just to get through the first inning.
former Twin Kyle Gibson only went a third of an inning, giving up 5 runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and 4 hits. He has a 135 ERA. Brad Keller didn't do much better. Went an inning and a third, 9 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Somehow has a lower ERA. I'm looking at the board right now. The most that a pitcher went was 3 innings on either team.
Okay.
And that was what's this guy? Is this, let me bring him up here. Carlos Hernandez for the Royals. He had a pretty good game. He went he had pitched 3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. But everyone else was like an inning, 1 inning, half an inning. So
yeah, throwing arms out there. Spring training 2.0 starting the season.
But dear God, what a day for batting averages, though.
Right.
So that was
Nick Solak looked like a god.
Yeah, it was just some exciting games. You had the Cardinals blowing out the Reds 11-6 in Game 1. Castillo looked very bad.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he'll get it together. He's too talented to be pitching like that.
We already got traded in our fantasy league, so.
Yeah, I did see that. That was the thing. Other than that, I mean, the Rays and Marlins 1-0. That was a more interesting game than, what the score shows. Really, I think it really emphasized at that point in time, what we were talking about a couple weeks ago with the Marlins starting staff, how they can rack up strikeouts. But I guess it's just durability for them. Can they keep
Now,
it?
and they had something happen with one of their starters.
Sixto
what was that that's
Sanchez.
going on?
I believe
Sanchez.
he has. I think they described it as elbow inflammation, but they're saying it's very minor. Like, it's not surgery. Let me find it real quick. But
Probably just a rest issue at this point, is what they think.
that's what I'm assuming until I see something different. Because they're not really saying too much. They just said he had an MRI done. If I can find it here, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Here it is right here. Let's see here. Mild shoulder inflammation. I'm sorry. Shoulder inflammation. So it was reported on April 2nd. Sanchez has mild inflammation in the back of his shoulder and will rest for a few days. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, what's that can do with their 4-man rotation that they got going now?
That's horrible. I'm telling you.
You can't become a 3-man rotation, surely, can you?
God, surely they're not going to work the pen 2 days.
Right.
Can't be doing that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But yeah, I mean, the first day, I mean, it was nice. The Orioles and Red Sox got rained out, so big troll for you Orioles and Red Sox fans.
I watched a lot of Orioles Red Sox this weekend, man. Those are some good games.
Yeah, John Means.
There's a couple of starters, yeah. Means and Harvey, they both look good yesterday and today.
Yeah, they sure did. Let's see here. Orioles won the opening game 3-0 with Means just pitching like an ace. I mean, let's just be honest here. He pitched like he wants out of that organization. He went 7 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 5, didn't walk anybody, which is more impressive to me than the hits, I'll be honest. Tan Scott got the hold, and then, of course, this Valdez character got the save. And I don't know if you watched him pitch.
Valdez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dirt. Some of that stuff he throws should be illegal.
Those inside ones that are sliding in on the batters? It was just like, whoa.
I can't remember if he's the one that had that really. No, that was a Dodgers pitcher or a Red Sox pitcher. That Korean pitcher. I can't remember his name.
Japan. He's Japan, isn't he?
Or he might be Japanese. Yeah, sorry, but he's got that nasty split finger pitch that literally looked like it just made a C, like it just curved in on that right-handed hitter.
Yeah. Koji Yohara comparisons I've got there, but just in different pitching.
Let's see here. What else we got going on? Not a whole lot from the April 2nd, which, game 2s were played. We talked about the Dodgers beating the Rockies 11-6. Since Telly got beat up, Bauer looked great until the 6th inning or 7th inning, whichever inning it was. First Grand Slam of the year goes to Jose Abreu for the White Sox.
All right.
So no surprise there. And then you had our games that were happening today, which we are having this podcast on April 3rd. Still got a no-hitter going for your Twins.
All right, Brios.
1-0 game in the 8th inning. Buxton solo shot, by the way. That's what that difference is. The Marlins have come back to lead the Rays 9-6. They're after 7. Dodgers and Rockies 1-0 Rockies after 4. They're facing Buehler, so that'd be a good one. What else we got?
Cubbies
got in the win column today. Jake Arrieta had a great outing. he struggled in that first inning, man. He threw close to 30 pitches in the first inning, but boy, did he settle in after that. I mean,
nice.
If I remember his line correctly, he struck out 5, walked 1, gave up 1 run. Maybe it was 4 hits, I think. He looked good. He did. I mean, there were certain points where his command looked a little off, but he looked really good. I was very satisfied with what I saw with Jake, so I'm hoping that's a sign of things to come.
How'd Eric Sogard look for you so far?
Not good. I still think they made the wrong decision and this is nothing against Bodie or Sogard, but Nico's the better player. I mean, it's just
the service time is all it was.
Yeah. So I just have a theory that, Nico's going to get called up and they're just going to let Sogard go. I mean, that's what I think will happen.
I like it. I like your theory.
Or Patrick Wisdom. They'll let one of those guys go. Braves lose to the Phillies 4-0. Braves only getting 1 hit off of Zach Wheeler, who was a monster and a half on both sides.
Yeah.
10 strikeouts. 2 hits,
2 RBI, I think.
Yep, exactly. He went 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. He also struck out 10. And, that's nothing against Charlie Morton. He did pretty well. But I guess that middle of the game's where they had some issues there. Couple of nice plays. I got to say, Bryce Harper, man, I know I'm such a critic of Bryce Harper, but he got robbed twice in this game. One of them by Acuna nailing him at second base when he tried to stretch a single into a double. Like every player would. This wasn't an odd move, but Acuna just made a fantastic throw and got him out. And then the next time, he grounded out between first and second, and Ozzie Albies just made a fantastic diving play to get him. That one wasn't as close, but regardless, it was still such a great play. But other than that was pretty much the highlight for the Braves today. Archie Bradley for the Phillies pitching, and then Hector Neris pitching, striking out the side in his inning. So the Phillies racking up 14 strikeouts today against the Braves.
Nice.
So, obviously, still early to tell. We're still waiting for the Mets-Nationals COVID issues. Do you got something on that one?
Not right offhand. I do know that they started out with 1 case. Again, nobody that I know of has been actually identified as the positive cases, but we do know that there are probably a total of 4 that got put into the safety protocol measures. So again, they're looking to start their series on Monday. At least the Mets are looking to start their series on Monday against the Braves, I want to say. I think it's going to be. So who knows what's going to happen with the Nationals, the ones that actually have the positive cases. They're supposed to have these taxi squads, and I wish I could get an answer from someone as to why that isn't occurring at this point already. I mean, what were they waiting for? And as I was trying to explain to our friend Epp, the Mets fan is just dying to see his team play, obviously. How exactly long have these positive cases been known? And I think that's going to, affect the outcome of when the Nationals can actually start playing on the field, knowing that they've been through enough time of negative testing to, safely take the field, so to speak.
So we've got. So you're right. The Braves have the Nationals have the Braves on Monday, and then the Mets have the Phillies.
Oh, it's the Nationals have the Braves. Okay, the Mets have the what? The Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
we'll be Mets and Phillies on Monday. We know that. We just don't know about the Nationals at this point, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for everyone to have a negative test after 24 hours.
Yeah. Again, I don't know the exact numbers that they're looking for as far as how many negative tests and whatnot. They're doing contact, did all the contact tracing stuff, and obviously, that takes forever to figure out coming from an off season into the regular season. Now that you're in a regular season, it's going to be a lot easier. It should be a lot easier to do your contact tracing, but it's going to be interesting just to see, are they going to be able to take these guys out of taxi to replace players that they need to replace, the whole thing is just fascinating to me, really.
And I've got to give a shout out, Amish. I don't know if you caught this from yesterday's game again in the White Sox Angels game. White Sox called up a certain rookie. Name, I'm gonna butcher this name. Yerman Mercedes
Yes, Yerman Mercedes.
Yerman Mercedes. This was 5 for 5 with 4 RBIs, and as if the White Sox need to be stronger, let's have this guy. But
Eloy who?
There was something about how he was the first player to do that in a while, and I can't remember who the player was now, but I went back and watched his highlights, and he looked good. I mean, he didn't really – he swung at really good pitches on how he got these hits. Like, it wasn't so much that the pitchers made a mistake. It was just he had better bat discipline, play discipline.
Better foresight to pitch, yeah.
So, there's that with the White Sox, and of course they need to be stronger, like I said. What do we got here? Twins now still
top
one.
8 runners around the corners.
I need Arias to do something here.
Two are out, so I think the Brewers should be able to get through this quickly.
I need Arias to score some runs or hit a home run. That'd be great. Boy, I don't know. There's really not a whole lot going on besides that. I mean, we could talk about the fight that almost happened today between the whiny Cardinals.
Tell me about that. And then I had not heard about this. So you said the Reds Cardinals.
Yeah, and it's I don't know whose side to be on in this one. I'm trying to be as fair as I can about this, but it happened in the 4th inning. Cardinals pitcher, I'm trying to get his first name, Jake Woodford. Never heard of this guy. Cincinnati was already winning 6-2 at this point in time, and Nick Castellanos was up at the plate, and he gets drilled by a fastball in the shoulder. Literally your typical hit by pitch. The batter's not happy about it. Him and Yachty have some words, not necessarily negative words. It's more like Yachty trying to calm him down, like, hey, man, this happens. You might be a rookie pitcher or something. Let's just
give him the old typical,
Yeah, let's just take our base.
17 years, come on.
And, I know I make fun of Yachty a lot, but he really is, one of the best catchers out there right now. So
he's a good peacemaker. He's always been a good peacemaker, and when he wants to, a little scoundrel, but
yeah. So fast forward to the 4th inning, 2 outs, bases are loaded. I think that's Mike Moustakas at the plate, and Woodford uncorks a wild pitch that Yachty can't corral, and it gets away just enough for Nick Castellanos to score on this. Now, what makes it interesting is that I don't have the video up. I guess I should, but I don't. So Nick is trying to score on this wild pitch. And, Woodford, the pitcher, is going to the plate to cover to try to tag him.
Okay.
He is ruled safe by the umpire, sliding under the tag. But what gets people going is Nick Castellanos literally stands up. Woodford is sitting on the plate, right?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And Castellanos literally gets up and gets in his face, and he does like a little, kind of thing, like right in his face. I'm not talking 3 feet away. I'm not talking about 2 feet away.
Right there, inches away.
Literally in his face. And he kind of steps over him like an NBA player does when they slam dunk over somebody.
Oh, yep.
So, of course, that causes hard feelings. And guess who's the first Cardinal that comes running in? Yachty comes in, and he kind of tries to grab Castellanos, but it doesn't look like he was trying to grab him to hit him. He was kind of like trying to pull on his shirt to be like, hey, man, that's not cool. And then, the whole bench scuffle thing happens, which is the dumbest thing in baseball. If I was in the bullpen, I wouldn't even bother. I'd just be like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get an injury running out there. So, of course, they start jawing at each other. Castellanos actually walks off the field. Like, there's an umpire that's escorting him back to the dugout. Everybody else is just standing there jawing with each other. Mm-hmm. The Reds would go on to win that game. But I just don't understand what it is with the Reds and Cardinals. We can't forget about that scuffle that happened between Yachty and Brandon Phillips that time a long time ago where pretty much Phillips just walks up to the plate and him and Yachty just literally start spitting words at each other. So of course, no punches are thrown. No Amir Garrett charging him. But yeah, I mean, there was just nothing that really went on besides that. But that was just quite a thing here. I don't know who Woodford is. I don't know if he's a rookie pitcher of some kind. But I guess I would be the same way. You know, if someone scored on me and they stood over my face and did that motion, I'd be upset too. But of course, with Major League Baseball, players never really have a chance to talk it out. They just assume they're always going to fight. So,
sure. At the ready.
What's up, Ep? Yeah, probably because they wear the same colors. The Cardinals were rocking those powder blue jerseys. Look good. Mm-hmm. And then the Reds, had their their home jerseys.
Red with the fancy white Reds lettering.
Exactly. And you know what? I think we asked this question, a couple months ago. It's like, if you could change one rule in baseball, what would it be? I finally came up with my answer.
Oh?
Yeah, if there is and this is the perfect situation. If there's a situation where two players look like they're going to fight, just let them do it.
Like hockey.
I mean, they're going to get suspended either way, probably. Maybe they won't fight. Maybe they'll talk it over. You never know. And if they talk it over, give them a few seconds and then say, okay, that's enough. Because I'm honestly surprised at how many players don't get hurt in these scuffles.
Yeah, good point.
And of course that's not the main reason, but I just think it's so stupid, especially in the bullpens. Like, here come the bullpens. All right, woohoo, we're going to run all this feet just to stand here, and just be like, you play baseball? Yeah, I play baseball. What about you? Yeah, I play baseball too. What team are you on? You fucking serious? But yeah, so that was a very fun thing that happened today, and there was a little bit of emotion through the rest of the game that I noticed. There was a certain pitcher for the Reds that struck out. God, I don't know who. It wasn't Goldschmidt. It was maybe Carlson. I'm trying to remember who it was, and he just showed some emotion when he struck him out.
Yeah,
and
right.
I was just like, oh God, here we go. It's gonna happen again, and it didn't. But so yeah, that was a thing. That was definitely a thing for sure. But as there's a deep fly ball hit to left field, and that's a 4-0.
Castellanos, yes. Thank you, Castellanos. Hey, I want to point out a really cool Twitter account that I ran across. It's called Umpire Scorecards.
I was waiting for you to bring this up.
It's great. At Ump Scorecards is how you find it. Umpire Scorecard reports posted every day. Mm-hmm. You can visit the link as well, this ethansinger.com article to understand more about how it works, but it's pretty cool. And recently they put out Angel Hernandez's score. And I thought, wow, that's great. Angel Hernandez did really great in that game for, I think it was Oakland. See, who are they playing? Cleveland? No, who is it?
Sorry, I'm listening. I just read a funny tweet about that fight. Can I read it real quick? I swear.
Oakland, Houston.
And I'll stop. I just want to read this real quick, and I'll
yeah, go ahead.
It was someone put Nick Castellanos talking about Yachty or Molina. Quote, that guy could punch me in the face, and I'd still ask him for a signed jersey. So sorry, I just had to get that out. But yeah, this umpire grading system, which we've seen a lot of missed calls this year already in the strike zone.
Oh yeah,
that's
the really cool thing about it. If you click on it, there's a little chart thing. It gives you all the missed calls, whether it be a call that they made correctly or a call, that they missed a call that was a strike that they missed, or a call that wasn't a strike that they missed.
Here, I'll put it in our chat there.
They give you zone accuracies and all these different kinds of things. And they even give you this, what's called overall favor, whereas it looks like the umpire, is favoring one team or another because of, whatever the statistics show them. And in Angel's case, he was plus 0.43 runs for San Diego. So in other words, the way he called the game effectively gave San Diego 0.43 more runs in the ball game, which they won 4-2, evidently. This was the Friday game. So I tweeted out, looks like someone's moved on from his frivolous lawsuits, going to get to the World Series by taking the legitimate path he should have been trying to take in the first place instead of crying racism and oppression.
Oh, yeah, by the way, yeah, you're right. He did lose that.
He lost his lawsuit.
Yeah, he did lose his lawsuit, as he should have. Sorry. But yeah, that's a cool looking thing. I don't know if I buy. Look, the conspiracy theory in me wants to say, okay, umpires are purposely blowing calls so that we can have robot umpires. You know.
They just want to get their pension, get the hell out. Right?
I'm not kidding. Like, people think it's a great idea until it happens. I saw some pitches today during the Cubs game that was just like, that would have been called a strike if it was robot umps, and it doesn't look like a strike.
Yeah.
It really does not look like. I wish I could have like taken a photo. I said that 1,000 times. I wish I could like screenshot it and put it where you could see it. But I mean, you want to talk about. I like the way the Rockies announcer was talking about it last night. He goes, "It's tickling the strike zone," you know. But it's just.
Gave him the old Uncle Charlie, and it just tickled the strike zone.
I can't tell you how much I hate the idea of robot umpires. I just cannot go into detail. You know, why don't we just have pitchers that can't
Should
throw
we do
balls?
another umpire bit like I did a few weeks ago?
Oh, yeah. Robots, strike one, bitch. Oh, sorry. Does not compute.
Move, all-star game, must move.
But, I mean, that's just part of the game, though. I mean, I wish people would just get over that, you know?
Yeah.
If they want to do some kind of assistance to umpires, that's different. But not a whole zone. Like, it's just, you're going to get calls that's not going to work. I'm telling you. With all this movement that pitchers have nowadays, you know, Jose Barrios being one of those, he's going to get way more calls that don't look like strikes. It's going to
it'll be a fun umpire scorecard to watch.
Yeah, it's going to look a lot like that pitch from a long time ago to like Joe Nathan and Ben Zobrist where it's in the dirt and the umpire called it a strike 3. And like even Joe Nathan was like, wow. You know? So
Damn.
I get it though, but
So anyway.
all right, so we are past the hour mark. Do we have anything that we kind of want to touch on, or we want to start wrapping it up here?
I'm just happy to get all that off my chest about this whole All-Star game thing. And if you didn't see it, if you tuned in late, where the heck you been? No, just kidding. Go back and check it out.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your feedback also about the All-Star game being moved. Whether you're for it or against it, it doesn't matter to me. We told our opinions.
One more thing,
Yeah.
Representative Jeff Duncan of South Carolina instructing his staff to begin drafting legislation to remove Major League Baseball federal antitrust exemption. So
I already told
that just goes to show you how stupid everything's gotten.
I told you exactly how I felt about that. That's a whole different rabbit hole. Just antitrust. It's there for a reason. But Major League Baseball don't have competitors, so. It doesn't. I'm sorry. Major League Baseball doesn't have competition.
Well, I could go down a huge rabbit hole, but I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah. I apologize for insulting you earlier. That's Amish Scout Scoots representative, by the way.
Stop it.
So, well, I mean, you got to get your name out there with the biggest MLB The Show group, I think, that's going to explode next year. So
I hope they do. I mean, it's not just for me, just for the group. It's such a diverse group of people.
Mm-hmm.
This group is just fun.
Absolutely. If I wasn't so occupied, I would ask to join as well. But
hey, but you're doing your own thing too, man. Kudos to you, and I'm just excited for you and stuff on your.
I'll be more excited if I can get it to work.
And talk to you more about it.
I would be more excited if I can get it to work. Like I've been flooded with fantastic ideas. Like people have been messaging me, telling me like, "Oh, you should try this or try this." And they're like, you can tell me if it's a bad idea. And I was like, there's really no such thing as a bad idea. You just never know what's going to work and what doesn't. But, oh no. Tyler Duffy breaks up. No hitter's gone.
Tyler Duffy's no hitter got broke. Oh well. Good try.
Fantastic game. I'll have to go back and watch it. 11-7 Marlins over the Rays. Yeah, Marlins. Oh my God. Marlins. But yeah, no, that's exciting. I hope I can get some of it to work. There's so much potential there. I like the way that 1221 put it. He's like, there's so much potential there. And then I think even Frog said it too. He's like, there's so much potential there. You just got to figure out what works, you know. And and I even told him, I was like, my biggest problem is a consistent schedule because of just how everything's been. You know, every time I think I have a schedule.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, can you nail it down to one day? I mean, just pick a day. Please continue to go with it that day.
I would love to. I would love to. But I think one of my improvements I should make on scheduling is it's not going to happen every day. I know I used to try to do it every single day, and that's probably not what's going to happen.
Don't do that.
I may play more games off stream. I mean, it's just...
There you go. That's an idea. You've got capture ability, right?
Yeah, I do. I'll have to get a new hard drive though. Anyway, we'll talk about that offline.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So any closing thoughts? I do actually want to ask you two questions. Well, not two questions. I want to ask you some hot questions, and I want your hot take.
Ooh, hot takes time.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
Just, either the first player that comes to your head, or I don't know, if you got them already lined up. All right, ready?
Okay.
Most impressive player for the first 2 days.
Most impressive player
to you
for the first 2 days?
Mm.
I'm going to say Tyler Naquin for the Reds.
Oh, really? Okay, I did not see that coming.
I just seen his cut on the ball in his swing. I mean, not necessarily that he's, made great contact with the ball. I couldn't, tell you what his stats are for the first couple of days, but just his at-bats and what I've heard people say about him coming out of the gate right now for the Reds. He's very exciting again, as a premier, contact type guy in Major League Baseball possibility if he just could stay healthy.
Yeah. I'm not asking for stats, so you don't have to worry about stats. Just, what you've seen.
No, I like these impression things. But, did you think of one? Want to share one? Or?
I don't have one lined up. I mean, I'll be honest. I watched Daniel Bard pitch, the closer for the Rockies, and it's nice to see how reliable he is. The comeback player of the year last year and the guy that went out and struck out Mookie Betts on 4 pitches. It's just, there's something about that. I mean, it's nothing against Mookie Betts, but it's just, that guy's story. If you don't know Daniel Bard's story, I really, really recommend you go back and watch or learn about it. It's impressive, and he deserved comeback player of the year for sure. And of course, Trey Mancini. It's nice to see him back.
Of course.
I guess that's kind of a gimme though.
Yeah.
All right. I know it's only 2 games, but let me think of how I could put this. Okay, let me skip that one. I'll skip that one. Yeah. Worst player that you've watched last 2 days.
Somebody I'm just holding my nose.
No, just
you stink.
Didn't stink you up the right way.
Somebody that's just had that impression on me.
Mm-hmm. I got 2
I don't know,
of
it's
them.
hard. It's hard because I'm just so excited baseball is back.
I am too, and it's a full season. Hopefully.
So gosh, I'm even trying to think of something I saw on the field. Wasn't there some sort of crazy play in the Red Sox game where a fielder made just a stupid blundering error? Ep, are you still here? We watched it together. What was it?
Ep still hanging around in chat?
Yeah, somebody just made this stupid, ridiculous, I think it was a throw.
I'm trying to think.
Ep and I were in chat at the same time. We were like, what?
You guys didn't invite me to watch that game. I see how it is.
Well, get in the damn Discord, man. We're there. We're tweeting. Don't you follow it? Don't you get notifications for it?
I had to turn off notifications because that's all my phone would do. Would go ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. I was like, I might as well have that as my alarm clock. Ba-ding, ba-ding.
You can do them individually too, by the way, for each channel.
Yeah.
In each, in each person's channel, each thread, you can even disable notifications or enable.
That takes a lot of work.
I
All right, so I got 2 players I'm disappointed with.
Okay.
Number 1 is Jock Peterson. That guy looks so lost at the plate today. He had such a good spring. One of the top home runs. He was one of the top players of the spring training. But of course, it's spring training. You can't put too much into that. Jock Peterson looked so lost at the plate today. He struck out 3 times. 2 of those strikeouts, he was late on an 88-mile-per-hour fastball. Late. As in MLB
totally
The Show lag late.
Yeah, right. Wow.
So I'm very disappointed in what he's. I mean, like I said, 2 games. I'm not saying he's gonna stink the whole year.
Impressions, man.
And the second player, I'm glad you mentioned the Boston and Baltimore game because that player is in that game. Kike Hernandez. It might have been Kike you were even talking about. Boy, this dude is not. He is not doing well defensively. He is not doing well with the bat. He's not doing well with anything, and it just surprises me. So, I know Kike will get better, but that's just something that.
That whole Boston lineup just has looked lost overall in these first 2 games. So we'll see what happens for Game 3, I guess.
What is this? Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. I got to say this, though. What's that player for the Reds that came up? Second baseman. He's an infielder. India.
Came up in their system.
Jonathan India.
Yes.
He made a fantastic play today. That
Rookie of the Year selection in the National League for me.
I'll be honest. It looked like a Javi Baez play.
Wow.
It looked really it was sharp. I mean, it was really good. Or a Jose Iglesias kind of play. Maybe that's a better comparison. But yeah, go look up Jonathan India. That kid's gonna be something else.
If you guys haven't checked that guy out. Like I said, National League Rookie of the Year pick for me.
I've got. I'm still on board with Carlson.
Okay.
For the Cardinals, I still think he looked,
good
or
pick.
either him or Brian Hayes. But if he's hurt, then I don't know how much that's gonna hurt him.
It could be all bets are off. Yeah, who knows?
But Hayes is gonna be great too.
You bet.
So let's see here. Well, I think that's all we got. Not much that, I mean, we didn't hit on a lot of topics tonight, but we just wanted to generally talk about how happy we are that baseball's back, on top of how much baseball's already wanting to punch itself in the nuts. So,
yeah, even though they wanted to punch themselves in the nuts.
It's amazing that I've never seen a company so much or a business so much be like, we lost so much money. Quick, let's do stuff to make us lose more money. Anyway, we talked about that earlier.
Again, I'll say it's the league of Jackie Robinson, and I guess they want to represent that. So we'll see if that works, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I can't believe we didn't talk about that. Francisco Lindor getting his extension.
Oh, big contract, you bet.
Yeah, Ep, if you want to tell us what it is so I don't have to look it up and do work, that'd be great.
We don't want to do work. Come on. Take a break.
Yeah, 10 years for him? I'm sure by the time I find it, he will have it in chat.
You talked way too much baseball on Twitter messaging.
No such thing as way too much.
Where is it? Oh.
No such thing as too much baseball.
Oh, by the way, folks, I like the Tom Brady April Fool's Day prank.
Oh my God!
He says he was excited to announce they're bringing the Expos back to Montreal.
I must admit, man, for like a split second, I was just like, "What?" I was like, "What?" All right, there it is. What is it? 10 year? Yeah, 10 years, $341 million, which will make him the highest paid shortstop by just $1 million overall more than Trout, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So
he's right there beneath Betts now, I think, right? As far as yearly, I want to say.
Yeah, no opt-outs, no trade clause.
Yeah, 15 teams. No trade.
Oh, 15 teams, no trade clause. Yeah. And then, yeah, that's the funniest part about this is that he's going to be, even when his contract's over, Bonilla still will be getting paid by the Mets.
I like the idea. I don't know if it was presented by somebody else or you, but have a big presentation, before every opening day from new owner Cohen.
We need to have Ep on the
Press
show.
at Splendor.
Ep,
Come
you
get
want to
your
be on
money.
the show next week or a week or two from now?
Bobby Bonilla, come get your money. And yes, Ep, come be on the show next week. Are you available? Look at your calendar. Get back to us.
Yeah. You're a busy man in the redacted state. We won't talk about it. Redacted. Yeah, so Tatis is $340 million, and then Lindor's $341. So
Okay.
I don't. Okay. Sure. I don't know. That's all we got. That's literally nothing. That's all we got. So, all right. He said he'll check his schedule. So we'll see. Maybe we'll have a nice guest next week.
Okay. Sounds fun.
So once again, I think that's the change I'll make to the stream next week is I'll put it's already there. I've linked our YouTube channel down below, which there's really nothing there right now. I mean, there's stuff from 2 years ago that we talked about, but we'll start putting
both of us in our pathetic splendor.
Yeah, and our Twitter account's also there as well. You can follow us there also. So, but that's it for us tonight. We will see everyone next week. Same time-ish. Definitely same place-ish. Hopefully I have not been moved out of Georgia due to my beliefs.
Right.
Gonna stop. Amish, any closing thoughts?
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Have a safe and happy Easter if you're traveling.
Yeah, happy Easter, everybody. Stay safe. Enjoy baseball. We will talk to you guys. Amish, are you live? Well, if you're live tomorrow, I don't know if you're live tomorrow.
I'm not.
Okay, you're not live
I'm
tomorrow.
out of town for Easter.
Gotcha. All right, I will too. So, we will see everybody in either our own individual streams or we'll see you back here next Saturday for the next Hot Takes Corner podcast. So, don't be a Manfred, be a Bauer. We're out.